Here.
Bucher.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
All rise for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge of allegiance. Thank you. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item agenda 1, consent agenda. Approve this agenda and pay the claims as submitted.
Recording in progress.
Ben moves, Trent seconds. Smith.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Tiller.
Yes.
Wolf.
Yes.
Gibbon.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Bucher.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Item agenda 2, approve the minutes of the September 19th, 2023 regular council meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Nick.
Second.
Larry. Weiss.
Yes.
Tiller.
Yes.
Wolf.
Yes.
Gibbon.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Bucher.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Item 3, approve the minutes of the September 25th, 2023 special council meeting. Corey.
I'll second.
And Lola. Tiller.
Yes.
Wolf.
Yes.
Gibbon.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Bucher.
Abstain.
Johnson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Item 4, approve the minutes of the September 26th, 2023 special council meeting. Dale.
Second.
Stacy. Bucher.
Abstain.
Johnson.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Tiller.
Yes.
Wolf.
Yes.
Gibbon.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Item agenda 5, the public forum. Anybody? No public forum, so we'll close public forum. Item agenda 6, approve the route and request for assistance by the YMC Zombie 5K fun run on October 28, 2023.
Hello.
Good evening.
First off, thank you guys. And just to let you know that the pickleball tournament that you guys approved for Swedish Days has evolved into once a quarter YMCA now. So we're going to be seeing a lot more of that. And that drew a lot of people from like Lincoln, Omaha area as well. So just to let you know, it went off really well. But that's just what I wanted to just kind of let you know. So yes, we are going to, CASA used to do a run on the same day, and we are taking it over, and we wanted to change it a little bit. So you have the map there. PMHC is a sponsor of this, so we wanted to get them looped in some way, shape, or form. So essentially, the route will start on 14th and Brown. It'll go straight down to 8th and Brown, then it'll go east towards 8th and Broadway, and then it'll go down Broadway, all the way down to 5th and Broadway, or 5th and Broadway, and then it'll go east again. And then once it hits Tibble and 5th, it'll go all the way up to PMHC, turn around, and then just mirror that route back. We did multiple different ways to do this without impeding on high trafficking areas. This route worked really well because there's only really 2 spots that we see as high traffic impeding, which would be the first on the list, and probably the most high priority would be Tibbles and 11 right there, which is where that would be where we would ask for city help first. That if that's the only one they could give for that day, that would be where we would like them if they could help us out. The other 2 places would have been on Broadway on 8th and 5th, but we have people and volunteers that could help manage that. It's not going to be as busy, but I do know like 11 can get really busy. I'm not worried about 11th and Brown just because that Brown Street back there, areas and there's high traffic. So that is kind of the route that, if approved, we would do. And then if there's any assistance the city can give, obviously the first one would be that 11th and Tibbles. And then if they could support the other two, then
When you say assistance, do you mean like?
just like helping watch traffic and if there's cars coming, kind of like a similar Silver Run, where if there's cars coming, we kind of just like hold them up and and there's runners through, just kind of like monitoring traffic in that area. Similar, yeah, like we don't plan on closing any, we wouldn't need any closure of streets or anything for this. We would mark the route with some just chalk paint on the ground for the day. So.
Kim, do you have any concerns about that, right?
Chief.
You okay with it, Chief?
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Larry?
I'll second.
And Dale.
Harrington,
Yes.
Huker,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah.
No.
You're welcome.
Would fit that role better.
Item, item agenda 7 has been canceled. And let's move on to item agenda 8. Consider the first reading of ordinance 2467, adding a handicap parking stall on Third Avenue.
First reading, ordinance 2467, an ordinance amending chapter 5, article 4, section 5-427 of the Holdrege Municipal Code pertaining to traffic regulation, to repeal all other ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict therewith, to provide for the severability of all parts hereof, and to designate the time described when this ordinance shall be in effect. Be it ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Holdrege, Nebraska.
Discussion, comments, motion.
I'll make the motion.
Trent.
I'll second.
Nick.
Johnson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Givens,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Huker.
Yes.
Do you want to suspend and go to final reading, or do we want to let this go?
Not really deep orders. No, not in a hurry.
Okay, all right, good, passed. Let's move on to agenda 9, approve the 2023-24 Fraternal Order of Police acceptance and waiver.
The only difference here on the police side opposed to the one we do with the IBW is there is a voluntary wellness program that was added into this the chief and I worked with the FOP on to try to encourage some exercising. Fitness, yes, there you go, throughout the year. And if they do that and they meet these standards, then they can receive a bonus of pay.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Ben moves to approve.
I'll second.
Stacy.
Stacy.
Smith,
Yes.
Reese,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Wolf,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Huker,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Open discussion. Chief, we'll start with you as usual.
Looks like we're gonna do some interviews coming up shortly for officers, and I also have an interview for dispatcher tomorrow, so. Other than that, we're going along.
Dane?
I left you some notes that Lola left with me about the auditorium, so you can kind of compare with the stuff that you already have at home and make your own suggestions, and bring them all back.
Brian and I met with Justin, the emergency management, last week, I think it was, or last week, about some new sirens. We put in a grant for 2 new sirens, civil defense and fire. We would do away with some of the older sirens in town and just put a new one at North Park, which is it'll be a 360 rotation, and one at the city shop. So then we'd have 4 sirens to cover the entire town. So got the quote back, that's probably something we'll move forward with. We're waiting to see if on the grant. So it sounded favorable from the state, but we'll wait and see before we pull the trigger. It might get it done. That's all I have.
Thank you. Nothing for me. Ben? Okay, nothing. Okay.
Not for me, thank you.
Dale? Mr. Gibbs? Okay. Stacy?
Nothing.
No? Oh.
No.
Oh, no, nothing for me. Ken?
Yes, sir.
Brian?
Nothing here.
I do. Well, trust me, I can never remember any of this. So as you know, Stacy, Chris, and myself attended the League of the Nebraska Municipalities annual meeting last week. A lot of information. In some point it was actually overload in some of it. A couple of things that came out of that. One was workforce housing. And like I said, it was a long session, but a lot of really good. One of the things that I came out of that though is what Ben mentioned a couple of meetings ago with Ron Tillery, and that's about rehabbing older homes in the community. And I think Stacy and I talked about it briefly, but I think that's probably the way to go. Basically, they reinforce what we already knew. New housing is going to be a stretch for a lot of income, and if we can get some of these rehabbed, it will really, I think, really help the lives. So it just really reinforced what Ben brought up a couple of weeks ago, and that's good. I'd kind of like to follow up in some way. I don't know how.
That'd be a good thing first, focus on it in the
Yes,
future.
I agree. The other thing that came up, and they really pounded it pretty hard, and I think rightfully so, it's called EPIC. I think maybe you've seen it, if you've seen about it, if you heard about it. All I'm going to ask is that when you're approached, and you will be at some point, to look at it from not just a taxpayer's perspective, but also from a council perspective. The way it has been explained, and the way I perceive this, is that our budget will go to the county along with everybody else in the county. The county will take that and send it to Lincoln, where it goes through the meat grinder. The sausage that comes out of Lincoln comes back to the county, and the county then delivers it to the communities. EPIC, by the way, stands for Elimination of Property, Income, Inheritance, Corporate, and Sales Tax. And they're going to replace that with a 7.5% consumption tax. We lose all sales tax.
We lose all say.
Huh?
We lose all say.
Yes, we lose all say. I mean, we put together, it goes to the county, they grind it up and put it in with everybody else in the county. That goes to Lincoln, that gets ground up again, and we come back. And like I say, I don't want to tell you, you read this. This is a simple 8-page explanation of EPIC. This is what they put out. It's right here. You read the first 3-4 pages, and I tell you what, you're really pumped. Man, I'm going to be making money hand over fist. And then you get to the point where they got the flow chart, and this is just the city, and then the school districts are a whole other thing. And everything goes to Lincoln and it comes back to the county. And the county then distributes to the municipalities and the villages within their county. And this happens for all 93 counties.
Any idea what the cost difference is going to be, or the basis is going to be?
No, they claim that the 7.5% consumption tax is revenue neutral. The problem with that, in the way I look at it, is that nobody has done this This would be a first in the United States.
So
So
she
that-
read real smooth.
Yes, exactly, right. So there's really no basis to compare this. And this is all, and all of their projections are models, or, so, I mean, they're computer models. So, what we all know about computers, garbage in, garbage out, if you will. But I would really strongly, I think the league was supposed to come out with some more information.
They will be, yes.
Shortly. The way it sounded, hopefully by the end of the month. Currently, there are 25 or 26 organizations that are in a coalition. The league hope to have up around 90 to oppose this. Here's part of the problem. In as much as that they don't believe that they'll get the 30 votes, I think, is that what they need at the legislature?
33,
They won't get the legislator votes to put it on the ballot, but they are signing petitions, having petitions signed right now. And it's what they're doing is they're coming up to new taxpayers, it's like they pay one tax. Sign here. And obviously it sounds good. As a taxpayer, like I say, I read this a couple of times, it's epic. In the first couple of pages of it, and you're just going, oh, yeah.
What do they mean by consumption tax?
So it's a consumption on all new, let me read
Everything
this.
you consume,
Yeah.
basically. So they'll have a list of things.
All services and new goods.
So if you're.
New goods. So just as an example, and they bring this out in here, you buy a new truck, you pay 7.5%. You buy a used truck, you don't pay it. You buy a new house, you pay a 7.5% consumption. You buy a pre-owned home, you don't pay it.
What is that gonna cost us?
Well, exactly.
Well, and services, if private individuals running a business, having a business, can imagine if it's a non-essential thing.
Right.
I mean, that'd be a disastrous.
So, and that's interesting because one of the mayors brought that up. He called this an epic disaster.
Yeah.
For communities. And that, the way I look at it is the villages, the smaller communities, the villages. I mean, it's going to really, they're going to be the first to go, I would think. And then it'll work its way up eventually. Yeah.
Well, the sales tax is huge for your small business.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Right. It's huge for us. Yeah, yeah.
And you have no say in what money you get. You can put it in your budget, but
Yeah.
if they say, nah, we don't have to give it to you, you're not getting it. So.
I just want to mention, Senator Halloran, the one he's being termed out on the next county over one that went around us.
Right.
Is really behind it. I've been to several of these, and our thought was always, who's controlling the money? It sounds good because you only pay one tax,
Right.
even things for your business, one tax, it's never taxed again, stuff like that. But I don't know how Senator Merman, who is our legislator here, is he, I don't know if he's
Well,
not
the last-
for it, but I don't
He
know.
is for it, but he doesn't understand it.
Yeah, well, that's, I think contact the
He couldn't even
legislature.
explain it to me.
Right, yeah. So we need to contact our legislature, there's a vote.
So, that's all I got. If we have any more discussion.
When's that supposed to be coming up? I mean.
Well, it'll be, they're trying to get it on the 2024 ballot. It'll have to go to the ballot. So they have to have enough valid signatures 30 days, 29 days before the election, I think it is. I don't know if it's 30 days, 29 days or something like that. And they can have petitions. They've already been signing petitions all summer long. I guess they were at State Fair and they've been wherever they can get it. Yeah. So that they pretty much assume that it's going to be on the ballot to get the signature. Yeah.
So
Yes.
for the larger communities, are they in favor?
Oh, no. If you look at the league is definitely, they are going to, and was it Lynn Rex?
Mm-hmm.
She's the executive director, said, she just flat out, for the league, it's gonna be significant funds. Considering, for them, and like she said, that hopefully 90 organizations is what they're looking for to oppose this, but it's gonna gonna be an uphill battle, and they readily admit it, because it's a pretty simple message to peddle and saying, hey, you know, you only have to pay one tax, and that's all. No more sales tax, no more property tax. Woo-hoo.
Well, boy, if they bought a new house or a new vehicle.
Well, yeah, and I think, yeah, but they'll catch on. Here's, again, you know,
Nebraska's behind in that aspect anyways. Pay the state sales tax on a used vehicle.
Right. Basically, I think, you know, I mean, there's obviously some taxing issues in the state, but I don't think this is the answer. You know, and that's, and especially, and like I say, you know, us as a city, it could be detrimental. I mean, it could be devastating.
Oh,
Right, right.
Have no control.
No control and no growth. I mean, how do you grow your community if you have no funds to do it with? And like Chris said,
Infrastructure repairs, that's the
yeah,
thing.
right,
You won't do infrastructure repairs, you'll be,
right,
And what do we need most?
exactly, yeah, infrastructure repairs.
so, all right, I don't mean to be the
Well,
bad news, but I thought I should bring that up. That was something that was brought up.
Had no idea.
No, thank you. Yeah, no idea either. All right, with that, we'll call it a meeting. Thank you, everybody.